What's up, my crypto legends? You must know by now the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates in between 0 and 0.25. Inflation still going up, and it looks like it's not going to change anytime soon for the next coming months. Now, this is rocket fuel for the traditional stocks, and you can already see the S&P 500 retesting all-time highs. It did almost a 3% pump in less than 24 hours, and it's also rocket fuel for Bitcoin and crypto. We're going to analyze the situation here on the weekly. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart, because if we do break this resistance, we could see some pumpy action here for Bitcoin. Also, we're looking at Ethereum, still looking pretty good on the higher time frames. As you can see on the daily, we're going to analyze the 4-hourly and 1-hourly chart here for Ethereum to see what major resistance in the short term. We are in a downtrend. We need to break some resistance to be bullish in the short term. Still looking a little bit bearish. And we also take a look at my trade. I'm still in my long position here. I'm going to show you on Bitcoin what resistance we need to break so I can add to my position, or if we go to lower levels, I'll be also adding to my position, because I believe so that the 40k levels is the ultimate bottom for Bitcoin. So make sure to stay tuned. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus, new to the channel. Make sure to subscribe daily to on Bitcoin, crypto. I also do live stream to connect with the community. Not financial advisor, don't buy or sell anything that I say. Zooming in here, we can see the S&P 500. Okay, let me just go here. We're just about retesting all-time high here, just above the 4,730 points. If we go to the 4-hourly, now yesterday we were talking about the situation, all right, with the FOMC meeting. Okay, it could be bearish, it could be bullish. We don't know. Well, it looks like it is bullish. All right, the interest rates are going to be close to 0. Inflation rates is also going up, so that's not going to change anytime soon. He says that it's going to change by 2022 and 2023, but it seems like it's going to stay like this for the next coming months. All right, so if we zoom in here on the S&P 500, we were talking about this scenario right over here. Okay, it's very important to take a quick look at the traditional stocks. We were just about losing this major support level, which is at the 4,630 points approximately. It's been a major support and resistance. We were actually just about breaking it here, and we were confirming this resistance, but we didn't break the breakout right over here, right? So we did have a massive W here and had a massive pump as soon as the news came out from the meeting. Now, it looks like that we are just about retesting all-time high. Very likely it is going to be broken in the next coming days, okay, or potentially hours. This is the third retest. As you can see, we've got a retest right there, just about retesting here with this failing retest dropping down, and now it's the third retest. Very likely it is going to get broken, okay, potentially in the next coming hours or before the end of tomorrow. This is something that we were also analyzing here on the live streams and also on my videos. Now, this is going to be pretty bullish also for Bitcoin and crypto. Now, quick look at Bitcoin. You know the deal. You know, on the weekly, this is staying the same, right? This is staying exactly the same, where we are getting supported, and this is on the weekly. Looking at the macro, sticking bullish on the macro. Maybe bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. We analyze the situation on the 4-hourly and on the 1-hourly for the immediate short term. On the weekly, we are still getting these massive wicks, okay? If we do close the weekly well above, you know, the $48,000, we'll be creating another third wick over here. And you can just check out here with the wicks, all right? Look how we see wicks over here at the top. This indicates on the weekly, okay, that we are getting pressure. So we have a trend reversal right over there. What happens when we see a couple of candles, okay, pretty solid ones, and then we start seeing a couple of wicks, all right, going sideways? We have a trend reversal. What happens here on the higher, here at the very top, just when we were breaking all-time high, we've also got a couple of wicks. This is a bad sign. Now we're coming down. What happens now? We are having those wicks, okay? So if we close this week, then this is going to be looking very good on the weekly, guys. When we have wicks on the weekly, it means that there is a possible trend reversal. We were talking about this also last week when we closed this doji candle just a few days ago. Sorry, this was from last week's close. So yeah, this is a I'm still sticking the same, still sticking bullish in the macro perspective. I see bullish momentum Q1, okay, January of 2022. Now, let's analyze the situation here on Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart, because yesterday I found this potential pattern, all right, which is a kind of a descending wedge. Now, we are getting heavy resistance from this downtrend, okay, so it's still looking pretty bearish. We are still in a downtrend here. So we are getting rejection from this major resistance. Now, if we do break this resistance and break this high over here, which is just around about the $50,300 range, if we do break the resistance from this lower high section and this one right over here, it is very, very likely that we're going to have a big jump all the way here to almost $52,000, okay, the top here from this wedge. So we could break out here. It might be a fake out. We need to take a look at the volume, okay. This is a potential pattern that I've just seen right over here, a kind of a descending wedge, very important. Now we are getting heavily rejected, so we might have a turnover. It might be bearish in the immediate short term. Look how many candles here on the 4-hourly. We have a huge amount of wicks, so it is not looking too good. Now we need a solid breakout with some pretty nice volume to continue to the upside to meet that $52,000. Now $52,000 is $53,000, okay, with the volatility as an insane resistance. It's going to be very, very hard for Bitcoin. If we zoom out here, we can see that almost $53,000 was a peak right over there. We did get some major support here at just about 53.3 thousand. So it's not going to be an easy task to get above $53,000 if we start reaching those levels in the next coming hours or days, okay. It's going to be very, very difficult for Bitcoin to break this major resistance. Now, if we do break that major resistance at about $53,000 range, plus minus $1,000 because of volatility, if we do break that range with pretty high volume, hitting $56,000 with high volume, I'm going to be coming very, very bullish. Any type of retracement is going to be good because we'll be getting back above of this major bullish structure, right? Where we are creating, you know, higher lows, trend line. Now we're still creating higher lows technically. So it is still looking pretty good. But if we actually come up here, this major resistance over the 53 and coming above this trend line from these higher lows, it's going to be looking very, very good for BTC. I will be adding to my position. Now, zooming in here on the 1-hourly, let's just analyze the 1-hourly, because yesterday we were talking about, you know, this potential scenario. You know, we did have this pumpy action. I thought we were going to get supported at around about the 47.5K levels. We slightly dipped below and then continued to the upside. Yeah, overall, not looking too bad here. What's looking bearish right now is that we're getting heavily resistance from this downtrend, okay? So we need to see a very solid breakout from this area with volume so we can continue to the upside. And here is the moment where we might get a massive rejection, okay? We need to pay close attention to the kind of consolidation that we are creating here between the $52,000 and $53,000 if we do manage to get up there, guys. I wouldn't become too bullish around this range because we do have heavy resistance. We could get a massive rejection around this range. Now, also immediate short-term scenario, we could be getting rejection from these lower highs. Now, this is a kind of a bullish pattern, this descending wedge. We are slightly creating lower lows and creating lower highs also. So this indicates that it is very, very likely, you know, in the immediate short term, at some point, we'll be breaking resistance and continuing to the upside. Now, for experienced traders, Bybit, my favorite swing trading platform, you get up to $4,100 worth of bonus to trade on this platform. And on PrimeXBT, where I do my day trading, you get 25% fee discount by using promo code Bitcoinsensus50. Both of the tutorials are down below in the description. I get a small commission, you get the best bonus, guys. Now let's take a look at Ethereum, because Ethereum also looking pretty good. We still managed to hold very, very nicely. You know, this lower high. This is looking at the macro. Okay, we'll first taking a look at the macro. Macro still looking pretty bullish. You know the deal. We got higher highs and we also got higher lows on the macro. So nothing bearish. The trend is looking pretty bullish on the macro, on the daily, on the weekly, in the immediate short term, looking bearish. We'll analyze that straight away. Now, for the moment, we are getting bounced here from this major resistance of these lower highs. As you can see, that trend line here, we are getting this nicely supported around about that $3,600, $3,700 area. You know, 3,600 has also been a major resistance right over here that is turning beautifully into support. So overall, macro looking pretty good. If we start breaking 3,600 on the macro here, it's not going to be looking too good, all right, in the immediate short term. Now, if we take a look at the 4 hourly here, taking a look at the 4 hourly, volume is not great to the upside. It is still okay because of the news of yesterday of the funk. We did have a little bit of pumpy action. But if we analyze the situation on Ethereum, and excuse me, because I'm going to take a look at another fresh chart here. I want to analyze here Ethereum on the 4 hourly and potentially the 1 hourly. But on the 4 hourly, sorry, we can see that we are creating here lower highs and we got slightly lower lows here. So it looks like that we are kind of creating a major descending wedge. Let's get the volume RSI out of the way. Let's just look at the pattern. Now, this is only noise, okay? Just a massive wick. This was on the 4th of December when we saw that major drop, okay? This is only noise, so we do not need to pay attention to this on the 4 hourly. We want to try and connect the most of the 4 hourly closes here, and you can clearly see that we've got quite a few right over here from the slightly lower lows and also lower highs. So this is actually a bullish pattern, but it is in a downtrend, so it is bearish unless we break the resistance, and then it'll be looking pretty bullish. Now, we would have to break the $4,160 approximately, which is this last lower high over here. And if we do break it here with a nice solid green candle with nice big volume, okay, then it's going to be looking pretty good for Ethereum. We might be coming up and retesting the highs here of $4,770, which is the top of this descending wedge. This is something that we need to pay close attention. Only if we do break above 4,160 with very high volume and closing a nice 4 hourly, it is very likely we are going to continue to the upside. We'll be seeing very good bullish momentum and changing the trend. Until then, we might be getting heavily rejection here from the $4,100 range, okay, just slightly below this area, and continue in this descending wedge, and we might be retesting the lows of $3,600 in the next coming hours, guys, okay? So this is the potential situation that we've got, but we're getting to the very end of this descending wedge, so it's very likely we will be seeing a breakout before the end of tomorrow, okay? This is what I got for Ethereum, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash up that like button. As I said, also for my trade on Bybit, okay, if you are interested in trading on Bybit, you got the best bonus down below, up to $4,100 worth of bonus. And looking at Bitcoin, okay, I will be very bullish, even though we come down to retest the $44,000 range, okay? It is potentially likely that we could also see that kind of price action. Now, there are two scenarios here that could potentially happen: is break the resistance here to the upside, then get heavily rejection of the $52,000, $53,000 because it's a very strong resistance, and continue to the downside. Or we might actually come back down here and break the support here and retest the low 40K levels, okay, from the actual drop that we had on the 4th of December. I'll be very bullish because I see this as an insane major support level, like I mentioned also on my other videos, okay, about the VPVR, okay, and also it's been super strong resistance, right, where we did have major rejection here, major rejection there. Also, it bounced here as support beautifully. We've got one already here hitting the low 41K levels. It is very likely to hold very nicely in the next coming weeks, okay? Looking at the macro, also one of my favorite indicators, one of my only indicators, which is the VPVR. We can clearly see that where the most volume traded is in between 30,000 and 40,000, and the end of this massive mountain is at $40,000. This is why we should be getting heavily supported, because it's been a reaccumulation and an accumulation event here because the price went to the upside after that. Guys, thank you very much. Make sure to check out Bitcoinsensus website, subscribe to the channel. Here we got the latest news and technical analysis. We've got bullish and bearish predictions, so you can analyze your situation. And thank you very much. Make sure to check out Bybit and Prime XBT tutorial that I got on the screen right now. Thank you guys, and I will see you later.